Hi, I'm Herrick Kimball. If you're considering the purchase of woven wood blinds from justblinds.com, you've come to the right place. I'm going to tell you about the woven wood blinds that I have right here, which I recently purchased from them. I'm going to do an unboxing and just show you how they're put together. I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to show you a very simple technique for getting these installed easily and precisely. Now, before I launch into discussing these woven wood blinds, I want to tell you that I have ordered from justblinds.com twice in the past. And I haven't ordered the woven wood blinds like we have here. I've ordered a faux wood slat type blinds. They're plastic, they look nice. Those blinds have worked very nicely. So the quality of justblinds.com for those blinds is very good in my opinion. When you go to justblinds.com and you look at the selection of woven wood shades, you're going to see that they have two categories. They have their standard category and they have their deluxe category. The standard category is less money than the deluxe. We didn't really pay attention to the categories when we ordered samples. The samples are free, the little samples that come. We just picked out blinds that we thought we would like, and we wanted to see how they looked here. Well, it turns out that the one we liked, and it's called Tiki Carbon, is the deluxe blind. It's in the deluxe blind category. We liked this blind because, in part, when you let it down, as I'll show you in a minute, not a whole lot of light comes through. Some of the woven natural material blinds let quite a bit of light through. You can get these blinds for an upcharge lined on the back side so that nothing comes through. But we thought with these Tiki Carbon, with this particular style, there was no need for that. And there's really no need for it in our instance anyways, because we've got wilderness, sort of. We've got fields and woods behind us, no neighbors, no one's going to be looking in the window, or they shouldn't be looking in the window. These blinds, being in the deluxe category, these Tiki Carbon, were shockingly expensive, especially from my socioeconomic perspective. The total cost of the shades in this room was so much that when I told my wife, she said, "Don't buy them." And I told her, well, it's too late. I already hit the button. It really hurt, but I hit the button because this is our retirement space right here, this addition on the house that I put on. And we've always bought cheap, and so we're not going to do that now. We're going to go out in style. These blinds operate with a string right here. It's the traditional style of raising and lowering blinds. But for an upcharge, and I'm talking in the instance of these shades right here, a considerable upcharge, you can get the feature where you don't have a string and you just pull the blind down wherever you want it and you let go and it stays. That's what the shades that I've bought in the past, those faux wood slatted shades, that's what I have on those. That feature works great and it has never been a problem. And it wasn't terribly expensive. But for some reason, they got a significant upcharge on this particular blind for that feature. So we went with the string, okay? And the string has a little cleat here so you can tie it off so it isn't, hanging on the floor like that or down a ways like that. It looks better when it's tied up. And it operates with pushing it this way to let it down, okay? Like that. Now you can see a little bit of light comes through, but it's not a whole lot compared to other blinds. So you can lift this up and you lock it by pushing it over here to the right, just like that. The 6 shades that I ordered came in 3 boxes, just like this. And they came from China, made in China, it says right here. Not the mainland, but from Taiwan, the free country. I've already unboxed this in a previous take, but I wasn't happy with it, so I'm simulating and unboxing right here. All right, 2 shades in each box. There's instructions. They're decent instructions. The hardware comes in a box like this right here. And here's the 2 shades. I will get one out to show you a little closer. We'll put this one over here. Now these shades have a valance let's see. There's the valance right there. And you can see the mechanism for raising and lowering. The string is over here. It's all tied up. Don't touch that until your shades are installed. There's the top. These two slots are useful for installing, and here's the back. So this is the hardware right here, 2 brackets for each of the blinds, and they have a wing nut and a washer built right into it. These blinds go between the jambs. They're not outside the window, they're inside the window between the jambs, and these get screwed into the top of the jamb. I'll show you this in a minute, but let me also show you, these are the attachment screws. They're 1.25 inches long and they're 1/4 inch drive. So what you need to put these in, what I used is a small drill bit. This is 3/32, just under 1/8 inch, to pre-drill for these screws, these screws that hold the bracket. You definitely want to pre-drill for these. Don't just drive these in without pre-drilling. 3/32 works ideal. Then a 1/4 inch drive, hex driver right here for driving them in. Now, the tip that I have, the idea that I have, it's very simple, but it's very useful, is to create a little template for mounting these brackets. So they say to mount these brackets 1 inch, that's what I have right here, 1 inch from the side jambs of the window on each end. One there and one there. They need to come a certain distance from the outside of the window. You'll see how this configures in a minute when I go to use it. You need to decide on a distance from the window, and I went with 3/8 inch. So by creating a little template here with this cardstock, I can very easily hold this up, as I'll show you, and mark each of the places where a screw goes. I'm not up there trying to use my tape measure. I've got a template, and this will work for all of my windows. Right here is the template that I've made. This is for the left side of the window. This is for the right side. I have the outside of the window marked, and what I do is I take it and hold it right up here, like that, tight to the jamb, tight to the window, and I'll take my awl and mark for those screws. And they have a place for 4 screws, but I'm only putting 3 in. I think that's plenty. So I have my 3 marks right there. That's simple. I'll show you the whole process over here on this side. Get that in place, the template or the pattern. Make a little indent where each of the screws is going, just like that. Then we get our 3/32 inch drill bit right here, and we're going to drill right up all the way through. The head jamb is 3/4 inch, drilling right on through. Very important to get that pilot hole there. Next, I'm going to get the hex drive screw on. I'm going to put the bracket in place. Up here it goes like that, and I am just going to get the screws started in the pilot holes, just like that. 1, 2, 3. I think it's easier to get these started where I can see exactly that they're getting started in the holes. I'll turn this so I'm not blocking the view. What I like to do is kind of drive them alternately, like that. It works out better than driving one all the way and then getting the others in. Okay, that's it. Okay, so here's the blind right there, and we have a slot on each end right there, and the slot goes up over that screw. So I'm trying to do this without getting in the way of the camera. There's one side in place, and there's the other. These wing nuts, I should say, with the washer built in. That one's on enough to hold it. We'll get this one on here. So I'll snug those up, and I will also adjust this so that I have an even space. We have a little gap on each side. That's what you want. They're measured so that you have a little gap. Now we can cut these little warning tags off. It's a simple process of pulling this cord, or at least it was on the others. Now it's going to bind up on me here. Well, the others I just pulled on. There's a little like rubber band that holds that, but there we go. We have done it, and we'll see if it works by going that way, and it does. So here's the cleat, the tie-off cleat, that's what I'm calling it, and the question becomes, well, where do we put it in relation to this opening? And what I did was I took this cord and I tied it around the cleat in different places, up and down, until I found a spot where it was tied off and just a little bit of it hung down like that. And once I found that spot, I made another template like you see right here. And here's the 2 holes right there. And I determined that the way to get this cleat on here repeatedly in the same spot was to take another piece of cardstock right here, slide it up here, have it go right to a mark that I made right there. And once that's done, take my awl and make my 2 indents like that right there. Then the same procedure, 3/32 drill bit. These 2 Phillips head screws I will start by hand, just a little. That's actually easier than trying to get them onto a Phillips tip. They don't stay in place like a hex drive. And we can drive these in. And here's our procedure. We're tying it off. If you use the same procedure on every window, it'll look the same when it's all done. Things always look better when they're uniform. And there we go. So there you go. That's the story on these woven wood blinds from justblinds.com. I hope that you have found this video informative and instructive. And I can tell you that I'm pleased with these. The quality of the hardware, the quality of the opening and closing mechanism, and the blinds themselves, they look like they're going to be a nice and functional addition in this room for years to come. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.